Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. I am here today with the incomparable Kajara, and we're going to be talking today about how do you create your own healing. And women, to me as the bearers of the world's fruit, as having responsibility for the next generation, not only, from the cradle to the grave, but also all the caretaking in between. Some kind of way, our own caretaking gets lost. And, traditional medicine would have us believe that a pill here and there can fix it. But I don't think that that's the case. So today, Kajar is going to be helping us understand how we can create our own healing and why we should create our own healing and some of the tools that she has in terms of courses and retreats and things that can help you regain your balance so that you are more in charge of your own healing. For those of you who don't know who I am, of course, my name is Danielle Patterson Winningham, former Morgan Chase Vice President, Master Life and Master Business Coach. And I've spent the last 10 years helping women build profitable online businesses. And now is no different. And for this space and time, if your business is not making money, then your business is in danger. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Kajara so she can introduce herself properly and let you know more about why it's important that you create your own healing. Kajara?
Yes, thank you so much, Coach. It is such a pleasure to be here with you. I am Kajara Niyaya Nebihet. I am the founder of the Raseki Arts Temple, and we promote health and wellness in our community. We help people heal from trauma, heal from different pain, stress, and so on. I am an author, I'm an educator, I'm a priestess, and also a tree hugger, a nature lover, and a mother and a grandmother, a medicine woman, a herbalist, and also a craft person. So it's my pleasure to be here with you all today and to share some information about how I can help you to heal yourself.
And we want to give you some things to get you started right now. And the first of those things is, we as women, we have to be honest about our trauma, our past, and the things that keep us off center. Kajar, what do you think about that?
Yes, I would say that is a big step to because we get distracted by life. We don't often take the time that we need to focus on ourselves. We go through trauma, we go through experience that hurt us, and we just keep going because we have to most of the time. So we do have to catch up with ourselves and take the time that we need to focus on our healing journey, to do the things that we need to do to restore our balance so that we do not become, physically sick.
And that is super important because I know for a fact a lot of what keeps us ill comes from not just an illness itself, but the things that we're going through in us internalizing the things that we're going through. And so I know one of the conversations we had is about how important it is for women to understand what keeps them off balance and what is a risk to their balance. You want to talk more about how women can stay balanced?
Yes, yes. We have triggers. People are dealing with anxiety and depression and other things, and we have these trigger markers. It could be a song, it could be a person, it could be, different, even a conversation that triggers a certain emotion inside that can create some instability. It can send you into a little twirl. So, those are the things that we have to deal with so that we are able to move on and, not walk around sad or angry or depressed or whatever. So when you know your triggers, then of course you can address them and deal with them, face them. and bring them into balance.
And one thing you talked about too is that I don't know if necessarily we're equipped to face our own past, to face our own trauma. I think it's important as women that we continue to seek the help we need, whether it's natural help, and I prefer the natural help and not always the medicinal type. And guys, if you're interested more in the natural ways to heal yourself, make sure you go to www.Reseiki Healing, RASEKHIHELING. It's on the screen. Healing.com to get more information about how you can connect with Kajara. She has different books, journals, workbooks, retreats, courses that are all designed to help you get back into balance. Because whether or not you realize it, but as a business owner, as a mother, as a wife, when you're out of balance, you tend to put everything around you out of balance. Me and one of my colleagues, we used to call it running wounded, which is what women tend to do. We tend to be in such a hurry to help everybody around us and in such a hurry to get to the next place that we tend to pack up our pain, pack up our trauma. Erykah Badu says, bag lady, you gonna hurt your back, carrying all those bags like that. And so what she means by that is that when we don't take the time and space to unpack the drama, and when we don't have the tools and Kajar, you talked about going back to the beginning. And sometimes our beginning is so traumatic that if we don't have help on hand as we go back to the beginning, and this is the problem I have with traditional therapy, is traditional therapy, and I want to say it was Siegfried and Roy that said, even traditional therapy will have you unpack the box, but not give you tools to move forward. There's a book called The Tools. If you look up, it's a book by these 3 psychotherapists, and they talk about how traditional therapy does not really help you unpack the past and move forward. It would have you stay in the past. So can you talk a little bit, Kajar, about how important it is for us to make sure that we get back to the beginning?
So that's a good point. When we unpack the bag, it does bring a lot of emotions to the surface. And that is the part that we need some help working through. And going to a counselor or traditional therapy can help you express it. But then after you get it out, then what's the next step? So when we're dealing with it in a holistic way, we think about the spiritual part of ourselves and connecting with spirit to help us move forward. We think about, the different aspects, the mental part, the emotional part, and then the physical part. So that really helps to bring that holistic healing and the solutions so that you can move forward. And that is, I guess, what helps, set us apart when it comes to the healing process.
Absolutely. And let me mute you real quick. And how important it is for us to get that healing. I know that recently you came out with a journal. If you could talk to us about that journal, because I'm a firm believer in reading and writing. I know that journaling to me has always been a way to organize my thoughts and to really take control of the voices that tend to be in all of our heads. So can you talk to us a little bit about the journal that you have available?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I just completed the journal, Revitalize Your Chakras, a healing journal, and it helps you to understand the lessons that we deal with as we go through our lives. We have 7-year cycles, and each of those cycles have lessons. And we have to deal with and get the lessons in order to really heal. So the journal helps you to deal with some questions. Well, it gives you questions to help you deal with the lessons. And if you have not gotten them, you may gain them, like you said, in your writing process. It helps you to clear your mind, to give you an opportunity to see things and to express your energy and emotions. So this book is a perfect opportunity to do that. You know, it goes along with the chakra healing, which deals with our senses and so many other things. So it's a holistic way to approach your healing, helping you to deal with your inner child work, the shadow work. People have been talking about dealing with their shadow work and all of that, as well as the solutions. Like, how do we go from feeling bad to, the next step? And that is definitely something that we bring up in the journal as well.
And I know you also host some amazing retreats. Could you let us know why it's important for women to step away and give themselves dedicated time to heal and having the right tools? Because I can go to a hotel room by myself and lose money and be the same as I was when I went in there on Friday night. So
Yes, yes.
tools available that help you.
Yes. And sometimes we do need to just get away and have some time off to do nothing. But then there's the times that we need to get away and focus on moving through something. And so having the tools to understand how to do that, through meditation, and it's so many different things that we can do to move through our issues and to help us find balance in our lives. And it's super important, because if we don't do that, it piles up on us. And then we get to a place where we get burnt out, or we could get sick and have like a health crisis where you got to go to the doctor and all of that. And the idea is to prevent the disease from happening before it really happens. So, when you're dealing with your stuff, when you're taking time for that self care, that is the time to restore yourself and to nurture yourself, to renew and revitalize yourself. And every woman needs that, because we are always doing so much, holding up the world for everyone. So, we have to have that time for ourselves as well. I can't hear you, Coach.
And if you want any more information about anything that we're talking about today with Kajar, make sure you go to www.resekihealing.com. That's RASEKHI healing.com, and get this information so that you can move forward in a better light for yourself. And as she indicated, as women, we do so much for everybody else, and we always want to hesitate or overthink the things that we're going to do that's going to take us to the next level. If it was our children, if it was our man, if it was our job, we would move forward with no hesitation. But when it comes to things to grow us in our business, we stutter step, we overthink, we drag our feet. And that is what causes us to get behind spiritually, economically, physically, because the things that are necessary for our own self growth become those things that we are not uh putting as a priority. And this is all about making you the priority, making your balance the priority, making your peace of mind the priority. So definitely go to www.resekihealing.com to see what kind of opportunities, and go quickly, because I'm telling you, the opportunities you have at the price that they're available right now, you might want to go quickly. You might want to move fast. She's been around for a long time. Gajar, tell us how long you've been doing this.
I've been doing healing work for about 20 years, to be honest with you.
And I think that you don't lead with that. And so a lot of people may think, you just got here or you're new. And one of the things that impresses me about her as a client is that she has such an extensive body of work, such an impressive um, resume as it relates to the work that she's done in this field. She's really a pioneer, and she doesn't take credit for it. And she's gonna have to learn that, she's got to take her place on the throne because everybody hasn't been doing this 20 years. And when it comes to your healing, you definitely want to put it in the hands of somebody who has the experience.
Yes.
If you ask me what kind of doctor I want to go to, do I want to go to a doctor that just graduated med school? Or do I want to go to a doctor that's been around for 20 or 30 years? I'm going to go to the doctor that's been around for 20 or 30 years, especially a doctor that is a firm believer in continuing education, because it is that body of work. I remember that show House, where he would diagnose all of those, illnesses, but it was his body of work that allowed him to deal with the individualism of each of the characteristics of those ailments. And so, because each of us are very different, with very different experiences and very different paths, I tend to trust somebody that's been doing this a little longer and may have seen more variables than I have. So definitely go to www.rasekhihealing, RASEKHI healing.com, so you can get some more information and get help understanding how to create the balance that you need to be successful. Mr. Jara, I'm gonna go ahead and let you close this out. If you could tell women anything about self-healing, self-care, about getting the help they need, what would it be?
I would say put yourself first and do like our grandmothers did and start your morning off by putting your armor on. So that can be doing your prayers, your journal work, your spiritual bath, your healing tea. But take that time in the morning to start your day off on a good note, on a healing note for yourself.
For yourself.
Yes.
And to be honest, many women may not have those practices. And that's another reason to go to www.rasekhihealing.com. If you're somebody like me who's always, I had to create a spiritual morning because for so many years, I would just jump up, feet on the floor and on the run. Do the kids have their homework, they breakfast? Do Mr. have his lunch? What I'm cooking for dinner? Who's picking up dry cleaning? Going to the grocery store. Then you got to do all that and still go to work. And it came a time where I almost got lost in the actions because it was just so many of them. But what I found is when you put the spiritual piece first, everything else will make room for itself.
That's right.
It really will. So thank you so much, Kadar, for this interview again, guys. If you're interested in getting your center, your balance, your peace back through natural means, go to www.rasekhihealing.com, RASEKHI healing.com to get more information. She's got some amazing events coming up in a city near you. And COVID is coming to an end, so she's even going to have some in some places where you guys can travel together. But don't miss the opportunity to create your own healing. Don't miss the opportunity to heal yourself. It is vital to not just your survival, but the survival of your family.
That's right.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a
Thank
good
you
morning.
so much, Coach.